And here we go. Hi there, my name is Kendrick, and today I get to interview Hazy. So, Hazy, welcome.
Hi. Uh, um,
So, Hazy, can you please tell us your full type?
oh yeah. I am an ENTP, double feminine, NEFE, like jumper, play consume, sleep blast, social type 4.
All right,
Yeah.
sweet. And what did you think and how did you feel when you got your typing results back?
Hmm. Okay. So when it comes to my type specifically, funnily enough, I actually this is the first type I typed myself in OP. I'm no joking. And then I was like, I might be bullshitting. So I need to check with I did the play thing, and which is like I need to check with the tribe. Like, am I not hallucinating? And they're like, oh no, you're any FI. You have the funny FI thing. And I'm like, I can see that. And then Dave said like, no, any FI, any FE. So this is the story, really, yeah.
That's pretty close though.
It's insanely close.
Yeah, yeah. Like the only difference is the TIFE axis, right? So, um,
Yeah, if we really think of it, it's like one coin off. Yeah, so.
yeah. I mean, it's still a big difference because TIFE is like really different from FIT, right? So, but but the NESI, I think that's like the big one because at least you know your problem is SI, right? Like that's important to know what the bottom fourth function is.
Yeah, in a way, in my life, I always knew my problem is SI because I had an SI lead mom who always like with a hammer, you're not doing SI, you're not doing like she's after me, and I'm like, good.
So, do you think your mom is like an ISTJ or ISFJ?
Wow. I think she's some sort of SIFI. She's actually here sleeping. I hope I don't interrupt her.
Okay, no worries.
Uh, yeah.
Okay, dude, why don't we go over your animals? Actually, for you,
Mm.
personally, like, because I was looking at, because I have your type here on my phone, and I'm just looking at it, and I think for me, because when I have interviewed people of your personality type in the past, they've usually been
Mhm.
sleep last, so they have ST last, right? ST sleep last, but I think for you, the interesting thing is you are not ST last, actually. You have ST third, ST sleep third. So your NF
Mhm.
and your ST is very balanced. So I actually want to talk to you about that because that's like a very interesting thing. Usually when you have two animals that is like they're both activated, like they're like opposite axis, but they're activated, then you're more balanced, right? So
Mhm.
I want to talk to you about that. But let's go over the parts first. Um, NF play. What are you doing, dude? What are you doing with the NF play?
Oh, NF play. Oh wow. It's literally wow. I remember somebody woke up, sorry. I remember when I was like doing it's like since always it's like in a way like I use it into like specific like um I guess like the very specific use is like pattern face recognition I use to like see if somebody is like how they act, how they dance, this is are they like normal to how they used to be. Like it's very like it's involved with double deciding because any the top priority, but it's just like always like hmm, yeah, it's all that. It's just like seeing like seeing where it goes, and he's like trying to figure out like the surface level, like from this point w- possibilities, and then F is like spectrumized vibe. So it's just like I try to like collect all of that, all of like what does he like, what the blah 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 blah, and then like I said basically nothing, but yeah,
But
I try.
that is what NF is though. Kind of, that's I mean that's what it sounds like to people, even though you actually said something. But
True.
I want to ask specifically though about sensitivity to the vibe of the tribe and
Oh,
other people. Can you share how sensitive you are, like the subtle changes on
ooh,
someone, like when you're talking to someone and then do you notice like the subtle change right away in their behavior, their mood, something.
yep. It's everything. Everything you said is like immediately, especially if like you're very connected to them. Like I had like Like he dated. I remember I dated somebody, and it was like I could sense every teeny tiny, like like I sense like a small emotional like offness. I'm like immediately, what is it? Tell me. I see it. You can hide from me. Especially like it's like, and like I thought it's like because of like the four, but it's really FE. It's like the I'm very much like the eye is like open. So
For someone with FI, I find that so invasive. I'm like, yo, don't, don't, like
I
even if you
see you.
sense it, even if you sense it, like just leave me alone, you know? But you know, I think like as an FI person, it depends on our relationship too. So if someone sense like there's an emotional shift, but I've known you for a long time, it's fine. But if you're like someone new, like F off, you know, like you have to build up to it. I think it's kind of like with TI too, right? Like if you want someone to tell you to
True.
do your job, you need to have that build that respect over time, right? Like you actually trust that they know they're competent, they know what they're doing, so that their opinion actually matters to you, right? So I think like with the introvert function, you need time to like build up before you can like accept what's coming from the external world.
True, true. Like especially like with the art part. Funnily enough, that you mentioned that, it's wow, it's a bullshit checker. And if I see somebody who doesn't know what they fucking say, I'm like, no, no, you don't tell me what to do. You're not, you don't have that.
Yeah, so I heard from the lead TIs that one of the worst things that someone can ask you is what are you thinking? Like, do you feel like that's like really cringe or like kind of like, oh, back off, like what?
Oh
How do you
no.
react to that when people ask you what you're thinking,
Hmm.
what your thought process
I,
is?
this is funny because I think it's involved. It's kind of like the D function, really. Although I'm double activated masculine I am still a slave to this, ping off. Like you tell me something, I tell you something. Like it's like back and forth Q&A in a way. That's how I see play. It's like, oh, we're sharing information. You give me one, I give you one. And it's like I learn from people, people learn from me, and I give them a small type of bits of information, so I don't mind. If it's like blast, if I need to like talk for a while, that's a bit of a problem because I'm not that good. I'm like, I don't know, like it's always like I try not to upset the FE vibe. It's still feeling good. So yeah.
I think the funny thing is your specific like type is the one that triggers Dave. Dave triggers Dave the most, right? Because he said the play consume
Really?
the play consume and consume plays with Blast Last. He said you guys can talk forever about nothing. He's like, are you gonna get to a point? Like what's going on? Like you've been talking for a while. Like is there a conclusion here? But there's none. There's no conclusion. You just talk and there was no conclusion. Like how do you feel about that
Wow.
personally?
Really? That's it. Fucking interesting. Because like he typed me and he told me, dude, I really love you, dude. Like not in a way like that. Like in a way like he really liked me as a person. I'm like, what? Me? Yes. I mean they are friends. This is great. I'm happy. But no, I get that. I get that because a lot of people are like, say to me the point. You're missing the point. Where is it?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he probably likes you as a person, but like your specific type, I think there's like clusterings of the ones that like annoy him because of the lack of the blast last. It's like, yo, like where's like so you said this, it's like are you gonna get to something? Like what's like the conclusion? And there's like nothing, right?
Probably not. Probably not.
Yeah.
Nowhere. We go nowhere. Yay.
Yeah. Yeah, even the sleep last, they have trouble concluding. Like someone like Jordan Peterson. Like I was watching like a typing video done by like Shan recently, like of
Hmm.
that ENTP guy, and then like even with Jordan Peterson, he has trouble like concluding, because like feminine SI, right? Like even though he's infodom, technically he could conclude. It's still like a challenge. So, but anyways, we'll get
Yeah.
we'll get there. It's your blast. We'll get to blast Dan. I want to ask you about your second animal.
Consume. Oh
Double
wow.
double activated double masculine, anti-consume. What's
Oh.
going on, dude?
Oh wow. This is. Wait, can I curse? I forgot to ask that. Can I curse? I'm like, I try to like see where
Oh,
we
dude,
are.
yeah, yeah, just go crazy. Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, this is like this is an EP interview. Go crazy.
Fuck you guys.
That's right. That's right. Okay, guy. You're still a double
Yeah,
decider at the end of the day.
insanely double decider, by the way. Very double. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Anti, double masculine, consume. The bitch in the front. Yeah. This is I like to call it the bullshit checker. It's just like I go for information. I'm like, the thing with NE is like how I see it. It's like I need to get like just the idea of it to harness it. I don't look for the context. I don't look like, for the pretty little details. No, I look for like the merit, like, like the idea. And so I'm like, okay, I'm out. I don't need more. I need it. It's not that good, but like whatever. I'm like, okay, I got it. TI checks it. Is it really that logical? Is it that really that like go is it really does it really seems to be that? And like and it's just like funny, I thought I never had that, right? And then like somebody saw my process of deducting information. Like I just like share screen the some like OP notes, and I'm like, no, this is bullshit. This is not true. And he's like, whoa, 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 what is this masculine DI shit? What is this? I'm like, no, this is bullshit. This is not. This kind of makes sense. This is not making sense. And he's like, whoa.
Who said this?
uh, One of my Discord friends, no, like he was like wowed by like masculine TI, my masculine TI.
Oh, yeah, right. No, that makes sense. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think your TI though, it's not gonna be the most aggressive because you're still number four, right? Like, like
Yeah,
so I think it's gonna be softer than like the number ones, like what's that guy's name? The annoying ENTP guy. The one that Dave and Shan both hate. The guy who like
which
the one who argues with everyone. Forgot his name. He's a number one and he like argues with everyone and he's like really repulsive. Um, Forgot his name. Jeez, oh my God. I have SI on the bottom too, like you. So I'm
dude, I'm not good with names. I need to see a face. I'm sorry.
like, oh my God.
Uh,
He's like sleep last and um
oh, this is like the epitome of an ENTP, isn't it? Just like I will argue with you forever
yeah, this
until
guy,
like
yeah, he just argues for the sake of arguing, I think. I don't like Ben Shapiro. Yeah, there you go. Do you know him?
of course it will be him. Okay, I know him.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like fuck you energy everywhere. He's like, I'll fuck you here, I'll fuck you here. I don't really care. I don't care. Get away. So yeah.
Like I don't know what he's trying to do. Like he's arguing with people, but is there like a point to it? Like is he trying to prove he's right? But like that's kind of pathetic to live your life trying to prove to people you're right?
What can I say? TI is with number one. That's their job to be the best with their logic.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, with the TI with number one. But that's the reality.
I think it's easier to be like a number four. You're like, it's not worth it. Let's just like have fun with friends and
Yeah.
family. Like but anyways, dude, I want to ask you more about the NT double masculine NT consume. Oh, by the way, a quick off tangent. When you were explaining the stuff earlier, I completely understood everything you were saying, but it's because I'm also lead NE. But I know the people who are like lead sensory, they're probably gonna be like, what is this dude saying? Like,
Like that. What are you saying? What are you saying?
I think it's hard for the sensory to like grasp sometimes that like if you say like
Mm,
one, let's say one sentence, that one sentence is actually like 50 sentences shoved into one sentence. Because we're trying to take shortcuts, right? Like,
yeah.
like okay, like you get the point. It's like kind of like what we like to say, right? Because like, you know,
Yeah.
because it's so slow to talk in sensory terms, right? Like I feel like the sensory is used as like supporting document, but it shouldn't be like the
Mhm.
main thing used for discussion because it's gonna take
No.
forever. Like you're never gonna get anywhere.
But that's the thing though. funnily enough, we take too many shortcuts, and we're like, that flower, it's kind of like that, it's, and we fuck up the details, and they're like, what, where, like, you mean that flower? No, this. Oh, that's like completely different from what you actually meant. And we're like, "Ah, but you got the idea."
Yeah. Well, since we're in this topic, let's s- just pass the NT consume for a bit,
Hmm.
go to ST sleep, because
Okay.
even though you're lead intuitive and your lead NF, and NF is supposed to be like, for a lot of people who are not savior NF or don't have NF activated, it's like very incoherent to them. But you do have NF and ST access activated. Like you have both
Hmm.
of them, so they can speak to each other. So you're not gonna be someone from what I can see that will
Hmm.
go absolutely like off the rails with the NF, because you have the ST to keep it in check, so that you have enough ST to balance it out. Can you just share a little bit on, like, when you know, oh, but my NF is going too crazy, let's add some ST just balance it out.
Okay, so basically, I see like SD sleep in a way. It's like my mind is like in a way like very machine, like very robot. Is like it's like imagine like a system UI. This is basically that. Like you want to turn that, okay, this will be the cause. Okay, you want to. It's like very clear to the point, which is very funny compared to like the NF like play, because it's like whoa bullshit everywhere. But SD sleep is like when I get to it, it's like straight to the point, very linear, very understandable to me, to people. Especially I get to that when I'm like sleepy. People are like, "Whoa, are you like mad at me? Because you're like no, like we, you're like serious mode."
Yeah, that's so funny. But I'm actually curious. How do you translate the NF that you're saying to ST to people? Because you technically could. So
Mm,
what does that process look like?
wow. Um. Hmm. If I were to do it, because I it's rarely that I do that. It's like when people are like not getting the idea, I'm like, I'm forced to go to my demons. It's still like a demonized because it's like, it's sleeping. It's like down there. I'm like, okay, whatever. This is how it is. Blah 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 blah. Did you get it? No. Okay, so this is more information. Is it? It's like I'm annoyed. I'm like, can you can we like get it to the idea already? Like, but like it's very much monotone. It's getting monotone in a way because like I don't know. It's just like sleep is getting activated and it's like nah, I don't like it. Get away from me. But yeah, as I said, very much robot, very much like clear to the point, logic, and it just like yeah, as I said balanced with like also like the play. So the play is like, did you understand that? Did that blah blah blah? Like the checker, like the ping off. Did you get it? No. Okay. Continue in sleep's main stream. Like so, yeah. That's the best I can describe it.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I think yours is, from what I can tell, I think the feminine SI is getting in the way for you to still use that ST sleep for explaining, because like you already forgot the facts, I think, with the feminine SI. So it can be definitely a challenge for you. But I want to ask about the identity part of your ST sleep. So ST sleep is tied
Mm.
to competence. Can you share a little, what your thoughts are on, like, how you want to be perceived as competent, like, what you're doing, you're not someone that is incompetent, you can get the job done,
Mm.
kind of person.
Yeah. Okay. Hmm. Competence. In a way, kind of. Okay. So that's the thing, though. I think it's kind of thrown under the rug, especially when you have social type 4 and you're double decider and your lead play, you know? So you're like, okay, I can look like an idiot. I can look like a complete fucking idiot and be okay with that because I'm still learning. And people are like, oh, but it seems like I give off this like trainee vibe. I give to people like, oh, you don't really know what you're doing. But like when I actually go to work, when they actually work with me, like, this is when I'm like not interacting with people usually. They're like, whoa, you know a lot of information. You actually don't need us. Like, why don't you show it? And I'm like, I just, I don't know. I don't care about that. I don't care about looking competent. Um, Actually, my whole identity is like I want to be perceived as like this friendly, like kind of like, oh, he's open. Oh, like my information. Like I always, my mind is always there is always something new to learn from people and from the world. So might as well appear as open. So yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that description. Like you're always in trainee mode, even though technically you could do the job. That's awesome, dude. I like how that you described that. Um,
Thank
that's
you.
actually SD. That was SD clear. That was SD clear. Um, um,
Finally pulled something from here.
yeah. But I think it's interesting. I think because you're number four, I think that's really influencing that SD sleep a lot. Like you don't have like the ego to prove a point that like you're competent. Like you can
Hmm.
you can do the job and you do it, but that's not where you want to hang out. You want to hang out with the tribe, you know? You
Yeah.
know? So that's super cool how like the social type influences that. Um the next part of SD sleep I want to ask you about is
Mm.
having a body that works. So SITI, health routine, essentially. Okay. So with the SITI, you're gonna have a routine that works for you for exercise, for your nutrition, for your
Hmm.
sleep schedule, your sleeping habits, and also your mental health. Can you share each of those four different areas of health and if you have
Mm.
a specific routine for each of them that works specifically for you and that you adhere to, or if that's still a challenge because technically it's still a demon.
Yeah. I guess like almost everything you said is a challenge. Like abiding by something. I know that it's not right to do so. Like sometimes I don't eat right. Like it's very calculated. Like TI is very like, or you're not doing, I don't do something right. I know I don't do something right. And I just like kind of throw it under, I'm like, whatever. But, you kind of learn from that, like like as like time goes, you understand, oh yeah, I can't really just like go fumble fuck around with like the sleep makes you aware of like, oh, this is where you're faulty, like you communicate with your refined identity self. Refined identity self, it's like very much like, okay, I'm upset here, I see that. I would like to be more active here and more active here, but acting on it is kind of hard because kind of lower. I guess the only thing I do with, oh, sorry, my mom. All I do with my sleep is really the mental health aspect of it. It's just like really a good asker. It's like, what is it that is not working for me? Why am I stuck here? It's always like it just like looks at the point that I am in on the map and asks me questions. I'm like, okay, what can I do here? This is where I like kind of like wake myself up. Like you have the consume like chaos, and then like the sleep is like grounding me in a way. Like I'm in a way thankful because I'm like think of people who have sleep lost. I'm so sorry for you guys. This is kind of like shooting yourself in the leg. Sorry.
What's that? I don't understand what's offensive about what you said. But
Oh no, it's not really offensive, but I'm like apologizing. Then I see bullshit.
oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, yeah, the sleep last problem is a lot of sleep last people probably gonna die fast because you're burning your life energy, right? To get things done, right? Or to engage the tribe. So that's kind of like the weakness of the sleep last, you know. So uh
Yeah, yeah.
let's let's talk about your last animal. This is the
Mm.
elephant in the room for you. You have double feminine, SF
Oh,
blast last. So it's not just last, it's double feminine, making it even harder than it should be. So can you share a little bit about the difficulty of like organizing your known information and then presenting it to the tribe?
my gosh. You do not want to see me blast. Oh my God. This is a shit show, actually. It's so bad. It's I keep messing up the details. They're like, okay, especially like I needed to like presentations, and I'm like fucking up the details so much so that like I remember some teacher looked at me and like started to recite the details with me in front of everybody. It was embarrassing, but actually it's when it comes to like known information and all that, it's especially with details, it's like I get the idea, but I will use always different fucking words. I can never go recite something. I need like I can go around it. Like I understand what I need to give you, but it's not exact. It's not for people. Like my known information is like mess. It's like I like to imagine like my blast to people. It's like blast is about like giving, ornate, organized information for people, like a care package. I just give them a knot, like a knotted mess. Like a string with lots of knots, and like think of like imagine with me like oh yeah, NF play. Imagine with me um like you give somebody like a ball of yarn, and it's like very messy, very not. This is like what I give to people, and they're like, "What did you mean? Sorry, I missed that completely. What?" And it takes a lot of time, like especially like I guess like the only subject that I'm comfortable blasting is OPS because I've been learning for years and years on end the information. So it kind of gets repetitive enough so my mind knows what to do with it, how to blast it kind of correctly. So yeah.
What about when
Yeah.
one of your friends or family member is behaving inappropriately?
Oh,
Use your SF blast to like correct their behavior. However, your SF blast is double feminine, so it's more like nudging people, kind of like elbowing them, like, "Hey, cut it out," kind of deal. Like,
yeah.
how do you approach that when like one of your family members or friends is like going out of line and you have to like remind them, "Hey, that's offend, let's chill out. That's gonna be like offending people or hurting people's feelings."
Yeah. It's definitely Naji because it's double feminine, and I see like Blast is like in a way like pushing like I imagine a herding sheep. Like it's like like Blast is like go this way. No, you shouldn't do that. No, this is not okay. Like directing, like very directing the tribe. But Last Animal Blast is just like very guidey, very like, oh, you should not do this. This is not okay. Like, and it's just like, um, not trying to push in people at all. It's like, it's not. I feel like it's not even my job to even do that. I feel even like, um, I sometimes like do things that are I don't. They're not valued by others because I'm so I'm like in a way like I don't like to disturb the vibe. I don't like to do that, but I guess sometimes shit hits the fan, and I gotta say like, hey guys, this is not okay, and it's like it will actually come from my TI rather than my FE because it will hit the identity instead of like the blast first. So, but if it will get, I would get to the blast. It will be like, yeah, I think we should like this is what they wanted, but like, it's like, what do you kind of want? It's like, I imagine feminine function, it's like going around it. It's like you trying to push and it's like, like, yeah, it's like very, uh,
That's the most NF way to describe it. But
oh, wow.
it's okay. It's all good. Dude. It's all good. I get what you're saying. Totally get it. So
Hmm.
um,
Do you need more? Do you need more information?
no, it's fine. I'm trying to think of something else. So part of SF's blast is also the SF side of it, which is like being cool and popular. How are you in that aspect of like, because like SF is all about like if you look at the ESFPs, for example, they're like really good at like, like dressing really nice, looking the part,
Hmm.
SEFPs also are like that. But like me, we both have SF blast. So how are you with the SF, like how do you know what to appropriately dress, for the right situation? How do you make sure that you're doing your hair? How do you like, like when you're behaving with people, you're acting in like a cool way, not like an anti nerd, weirdo, like how are you with the SF basically?
Mm, I would say it's actually the opposite. I dress up for the vibe instead of like for the NF vibe. Like what I wanna like project my aura to. It's very much like I'm like, I wanna look like I imagine like some like fuck ass scenario and like instead of like I wanna be serious, I wanna be that, I wanna be it's not very direct. It's almost like wispy, very much like I wanna let's just say I want to appear like kind of nerdy. It's like um but I would say I have although it's like SF last, I believe like the FE is like my saving grace there. Um because I know how to dress up accordingly to an event. It's like the tribe. I have the tribe perspective upon things. Like in a way like FE is like a collecting like what should I do? And if I don't know what to do, I go ask a bunch. It's like thank you, play, thank you.
Yeah, that's true actually. I think Dave mentioned it before that like the F people with FE in general dress nicer than people with FI. And I think he was making a point like comparing the INTJs and the INFJs, where like the INFJs they know how to dress really nice, but the INTJs a lot of them are they look like horrendous. So so it's kind of funny like the moment you have FE, things like just you're just not as embarrassing anymore, you know. Um,
You know how to play. You know how to play the social game. Yeah.
right, right, and I guess fashion is part of the social game, so it's
True.
yeah. All right, dude. I want to jump to now to your social type. I think this is like a huge one actually for a lot of people. Like I feel the social type is so huge, it like influences your type so much. You're
Mhm.
social type number four. So
Yeah.
friends coin, right? Can you share a
Yay.
bit about like the friends coin? And you're also like lead play. So I feel like that's
True.
all like very aligned in a way because it's like play wants to engage the tribe and then your friends. So it's like I want to engage the tribe and I want to play with the tribe, you know? Like can you talk about that in a bit? Even though you're an introvert, you are an introvert. So
True.
it's interesting you're an introvert that has savior play and social four. So can you share like what's happening there with for you, from that perspective?
Wow. Yeah. Okay. So, I will start. Actually, first time I'm gonna be organized. I will start about with social type and how I see it, and then I go with it combined with the type. As you said. So basically, how I'd like to see it is like, first of all, like I see social types as like pools in which you need to like fulfill. So like the first pool is like I need to fulfill it the most. I need it almost like work on it every day, and it will give me like I will be happy. Um, and then like the second, third pool, I'm like, I can neglect that. I kind of do want to do it, but and the fourth one is like, I just need that much. Like it still needs to be filled. Every pool, like the flex still needs to be filled for me, but it's like tiny amount. I'm like, oh yeah, what do you want to have in life? Like, what is your external? What is the internal drive? Like, because they changed that to internal drive, external drive, whatever. And I'm like, I just want to have a house and a partner. That's what I want. That's the flex. Like this is what I want. This is my motivation. Um, and four, in a way, it's like I need like this interaction with people. I like to have like to talk with like multiple groups of friends. I go to like especially if it's like in work, I would say if the workplace doesn't seem as friendly to me or like I'm not connecting to it or I don't like it, it's just like it's like a turn off almost. It's like I'm like I want to get out like immediately. It needs to work. Which like some people like you're like in a really good job. Why did you leave? Because people are ass. um. Okay, and how does it correspond with me being an intern and play? I would say with play, it works wonders. It's like I appear as this like very friendly person. I'm like when I go to workplaces, people are like wowed by how friendly and nice I am. And then but in a way my introverted functions like screaming in the back. They're like, we want some light out. We want to have our time alone.
Yeah,
So yeah.
dude, your type is so interesting. Well, first off, the about the being the friendly thing. I think you're not just friendly, you're also like very authentic and genuine. So I think that's like, I think that's like amazing. I think that's like people will gravitate towards you just because of your authenticity and your genuineness. But at the same time,
Oh,
yeah, 100%. Um,
thank you.
yeah, of course, dude, it's true. What I'm fascinated though is your lead play, and then you swing to consume sleep, or introvert, right? So
Yeah.
the blast gets neglected because of like
Oh, it's
it's not combined anywhere, right?
nothing.
'Cause, like consume and sleep, they kind of work together, right? In the play.
Hmm.
So like it's I think that's why it would be hard for you because I'm even though I'm sleep blast, like if you look at my type, I'm like play blast, consume sleep. So they're kind of like they kind of work together, you know? Like play
Yeah.
blast together makes sense and consume sleep makes sense. But for you, it's like, huh? Like play and then consume sleep. So where's the blast? Like technically the right combination is play consume and then sleep blast, right? So
Yeah.
just an observation about your type. But anyways, dude, I want to ask you about your next coin, specialist. Like, can you talk about like being a specialist?
Wow. I still figure it out, but it's like it's in a way like I see it as what I want to narrow down, but there is like nothing, like almost nothing, like not only now I realize what I want, which is like I do music, but like it's like very much like I just started this thing. I just really started with my specialized coin, which is interesting. It feels a bit off from four, especially if you're only doing four, and like in a way I should have hit three, but I never felt in a way allowed to do it because why is that? Because like it it is in a way connected to sleep, and sleep is demonized, and like in a way my sleep is double demonized because it's like I'm NEFE, so like what is TISI? Although it's very present, I still like didn't feel allowed. Still didn't feel like, oh, this is it's like not the best, but only now I'm like, giving. I'm like, okay, fuck F me. I'm tired of being afraid of like I'm tired of being afraid of like taking my own initiative in life, and I'm like, okay, let's go with this idea now. And I went with it, and I actually really like it, and I don't need to bullshit to people what I want. And I don't need to go with their and like, oh, the academics, so do that. No, no, this is boring. Yeah.
So, from what I'm hearing, music is kind of the direction you're going for your special.
Hmm.
Um, what sort of music are you planning on doing? Like, are you playing like an instrument? Are you going to be singing? Like, what in what area are you like pursuing music?
Singing, singing, definitely singing and songwriting, but it's, as I said, a very beginner. But I looked at it and I'm like, okay, this is what I want. And fuck off to everybody. Like, I'm like, even though my mom is like saying, I think it's a waste of time. I'm like, no, it's not. Get out. Get out. Especially wow. When somebody takes my NE and tells me what to do. Wow. Get out.
Don't control me, bro, or just kind of deal. Yeah.
Don't control me.
Um, I'm curious for you personally, where does your
Hmm.
generalist coin kick in? Like it's third, so it's not missing. It's still a demon, but it's not missing. Where do you see it coming out? Like, the generalist coin.
Uh it's wow. It's coming when I it's really when I help my dad in a way. I'm like I'm like, do I need help with something? I'm like, yes, do this. And I'm like, okay, I will do it, I guess. It's like, but I will still help him because I want to. But like, I'm like, I'm not really that good in it. I'm not a really good generalist. And he's like, you're not doing this right. I know, I don't really feel that, but I still help you because I love you.
Oh,
So,
I see. So you'll do what's necessary, like the minimum. Um, you don't prefer it, but if you have to, it's not like you're not gonna do it, like the number three would, I guess, who would like really like rebel against that.
yeah, I would want to do it. If I will want to do it, but it's still demonized. So it's like, It's like, I don't really. Like subconsciously I don't even it's like it's
Gotcha.
yeah.
Well, if you're feeling that way about your generalist, what about like the ego and the flex part, like, like how do you feel about that, and do you have any outlet where you're like flexing at all? Because earlier you said about the house and the partner thing, but that's not flexing. I think that's completely normal. Like where do you see yourself if you have any outlet for flex? Because like I think David Chan said a lot of number fours, they use video games as their flex area, and that's it, right? But like where do
Yeah,
you see it personally for yourself?
I agree with the video games. One game that I'm allowing myself to be extremely competitive and it's Mario Kart. I used to, no kidding, look at like be like so good in it that I started like doing like glitches around the map. Like I started like figuring out it on the internet how to do glitches, and my sister's like, this is not fun anymore. And I'm like, I don't care. I need to be first place.
I see. Okay, that makes sense. Mario Kart is your flex. That's your flex. Mario Kart's hard, by the way. The newer ones, the older ones were easier. So that's actually really impressive that you're so good at it because it's really hard. The newer ones, at least.
Well, now I'm not that good, but I'm still very competitive. I see like I'm like, where is it coming from? I'm like, people are like, why are you so competitive in Mario Kart? Like, you're a very nice person. Whoa, what is this?
I think it's kind of funny. It adds like layer to your character, being like super super competitive in this like little tiny niche of Mario Kart racing game, right?
Yeah. But also I would say with my one, it's like I don't wanna. It's the ownership, like not ownership, like like having something to myself. And I'm like I always need to credit somebody. I like, especially with like FE and you're four, you're like always like you need to. You're not. I don't see it myself as it. I'm not that much. I'm like always, yeah, I'm not that good, but he's kind of good. He helped me. Yeah, like like sure, I share the spotlight even. Like I'm like whatever. But yeah, it's very much that.
So, speaking of flex and video games, I played this game called Mario Tennis before. And I think that's a game where I flex the most. I mean, like in the one I remember, because like in that game, I talk so much shit. Like every time I hit the tennis ball, I'm like fuck you. Every time like I'm hitting the ball, and like my friends are getting like really upset, right? And then I'll just keep saying it, you know. And it's I'm so obnoxious, and it's good times. Like I love those games.
Oh my god. But that's the thing. I don't like to upset people. I'm like, oh, like I will be like fuck you, but I will be like, oh sorry, I didn't mean it, but still like fuck you, but like sorry.
Sorry, but fuck you. That's so good. I love it. I think this is what I love about like double deciders. It's like, especially with like the FETI, it's like, oh, I'm so sorry I offended you, but fuck you. Like,
You suck. Sorry.
yeah, it's like it's so contradictory, but it's so funny. And I think it's also like I don't think it's also the FETI. I think it's like the NE, right? Like the NE has like the invasive thoughts, but like when you have it as a savior, you just let it out, right? You're not trying to like hide it. But like like the IJs, like the ISFJs and ISTJs and ISFJs, they're kind of like trying to suppress it, right? They'll be like, that's not right. I'm thinking about this. But for you, it's like, it's like you're thinking about saying fuck you to people. So and you just say it. You just say it. You're not holding it in, right? Which is cool because it adds like to your charm, right?
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, I'm very flattered.
All right, dude. The last thing we're gonna cover in this interview is going to be your sexual modality. So tester and visual.
Ooh.
Can you share a little bit about like, tester? So tester is like smell. I think they also describe it as like texture, like touching textures. So it's kind of like that. I think smell is the biggest one though, and because I think it's also tied to your SI. So like a lot of people with SI, that's tester, they have like their favorite tastes that they're kind of like go to smells and go to taste. So like if
Mm,
you like candles, you go to like this is your favorite candle, or your for food, this is your favorite aroma. Like this food is the most tastiest for you. Like, can you share a little bit
yeah.
about that?
Hmm. Uh, I wanna first talk on how I perceive modalities.
Sure,
Is
sure.
that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I would say with modalities, especially with like masculine and feminine, like the feminine function, like how I visualize it in my head is like 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 feminine is like wispy, foggy, like movable grass. Like this is like kind of how I imagine it, and like masculine is like the like walls, like almost walls, stones, something like you can grab and like feel it. That's like masculine to me. That's how I perceive it in my head. That's how things feel. Like masculine in me feels like like I can feel it. So it's a very much like all these like general feelings, not like actual feelings. Like not FE and FI whatever. It's like how things feel to you, right? So in a way, like I would say with SI, like the environment feels very like that, like ooh. um, with smells and textures, I would say I'm very sensitive to that. I'm like picking it on them. Like if I smell something, I smell. Like, funnily enough, I'm very sensitive to smell and like lighting. I'm like, okay, this light is not what it used to be. I know that. Like especially like visual stuff. Like pattern stuff. Like I see, oh, the light is slightly crooked here from last time. Did you change something here? And they're like, whoa, how do you remember that? I'm like, okay, then what can I say? What can I say? But in a way, it's like the masculines lie in the like the N and the D, like at the N and the I, right? So it will be like the masculine identity, like it will hold on to the identity of the thing and like the pattern of the thing and like will act accordingly how the and you will see if like the pattern changed according to the environment. So yeah, it's kind of like that. It's just I hope I make sense.
Kind of. Um,
um
so your identity, you said, latches onto the patterns. Like, can you?
it latches onto the identity of the object in a way that it's like, oh yeah, I see that this object changed because I have like this imprint of it in my mind. Like in a way, like I see double feminine as like they see like the moving environment and they can like act accordingly. So yeah, I don't know. It's feel like in a pattern. It's not like very solidified information, but this is like how I feel it. So yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, like it sounds like you have like your own TI framework on how the sexual modalities work, and this is kind of like how you
Yeah.
perceive it personally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta have a system somewhere.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. What about the other parts of the sexual modalities, the visualness, and also the
Um,
smell and taste.
the visuals are very strong. Like as you can see, I'm thinking like that. And this is I can confirm to you guys. This is how I visualize stuff. I look up. It's always like I try to pull like always like the pull of memory is from the visual, from the pattern. It's always like the connect. It's especially with any. It's like trying to connect in the dots there and like try to understand stuff. But yeah, kind of like that. And smell is very sensitive. It's like everything like is very like reality itself is like in a way very like almost not kind of daunting in a way, but not really. It's like kind of like whoa, like it's always like I'm like kind of like amazed by it, especially with like any at the top, any masculine at the top. You're like whenever you come out of your NE and like perceive like SI, you're like whoa, reality, whoa. So yeah.
I love seeing your NF perspective on this. It's so interesting because it's not like the way you describe it is not like concrete, but but it kind of makes sense based on like the NF way that you're saying it. I have NF consume, right? So I actually have the could NF the easiest is the NF is the easiest for me to consume actually. So when you're
Poor
saying
people.
what's that?
I said like poor people trying to understand me. Poor
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. Well, unless they're lead NF also, then maybe they get you, maybe. What about the smell and the taste, dude? Like that's your first one, right? Like, do you have a very sensitive sense of smell or taste?
Smell and taste. Taste, yeah. It's still like I can't really eat bitter. It's like it's still really bitter stuff is really fucking bitter. I'm like I can eat the maximum like 50% chocolate and I'm like done. This is and people tell me this is not even like that
Really?
good.
That's
Yeah.
it? 50% chocolate?
But again, I said that I can't. It's so bitter. It's like ew. And beer. I don't know. Dude, my perspective on alcohol is like it's like ooh, it looks cool. Adult people drink it. It must be good. And I'm like tasting it. It's like ugh, ugh. What is this?
I totally get you, dude. I hate beer. Beer's disgusting as fuck. I hate beer. Um, yeah, and even for alcohol, I like the girly drinks because they taste better, you know?
It's right. This sugary stuff is so better, and I'm like, okay, this is the alcohol I signed up for. This looks cool as fuck, but you know what? We can like swap the alcohol out for water, whatever. You know, like a mocktail.
Yeah, one of my friends like he'll order like he also likes girly drinks, but he's like afraid to be perceived as feminine. So he'll be like, "Oh, it's for my girlfriend or whatever, right?" And then he's like, "Exactly for me,
Really,
exactly for me." That's what he'll say because he said, "I like it. Tastes so good." He said. So, um,
really. I'm like, I like. That's the thing. I'm like, fuck off with my like. I still feel like I'm masculine if I, in a way. I'm like, still like, I like this. Fuck off, everyone. I like it. Like it's like I double decide so much. I have a FI at this point.
yeah, no, dude, I think you can actually squish them together, like because like I don't have TI, right? But I actually like working. I like having my own process for working. So it's kind of weird, right? Like Um, and I'm also like kind of like wary of people trying to tell me how I should do my work. I'm like, I look at them first. I'm like, are you someone that's credible for advice? Like I'm looking at the person's character, right? I'm like, you don't look like you're somebody that is accomplished in this area. I don't think I should listen to you, you know? So I think double deciders can pretty much do both, in my opinion. Like you can,
Yeah,
yeah.
especially like what they've said about my type that I'm like the most double decidery type because of four FE feminine at the top and then like double activated masculine TI at the middle. So it's like very balanced.
I think you would be even more balanced if you had double masculine sleep. I think that would make you like the ultimate double decider. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, true.
you're close though. You're close there. You're getting there. So well, before I ask you this last part, dude,
Mm-hmm.
80% dark chocolate tastes good. You're in crack. So
Oh no, it needs to be sweet.
I can eat the whole bar, man. I love that 80% dark chocolate, but I can't stand bitter melon. That's disgusting. Um,
I never tasted bitter melon in
yeah,
my
yeah.
life.
Don't. It's disgusting. Um, so last part, I'm gonna open the floor to you. Is there anything that we haven't discussed today that you wish we had talked about? So that for the last few minutes we can talk about it as we wrap up this interview.
Mm. I like to speak about masculine NE and feminine SI and how it looks like in my head. That
Yeah,
I like to talk about it the most. It's like the
sure.
most fun. I don't know, like
Yeah, go
having
for it.
fun with this.
Go for it, dude.
uh, so in a way, how we see feminine SI in a way, like it's the way I look at it is like it's like like this is where you go with the world. This is like oh this is the way I went through. This is like what has been like credible. This is what have been like known. for what I want to do, what I like to do, or like this is like the general way, and I completely lose it. It's like, or like the marks of like, or like the weights of good forgotten so much. Like in a way, like the map itself is like foggy. It's like full of coffee spills, and it got like scratched a bit. But like everything is like so like that's why I say like Final Function feel so foggy because they like in a way like they are. It's like the grasp on it. It's like so like dead, and especially if it's demonized SI in the bottom, it's like I can't really use that, and I need to figure out each time again and again the SI, and it's a work. I need to go through the process again, and it's like you lose progress in a way in your mind, and you're like. But the funny thing is that I catch myself doing. I'm like, wait, I'm doing the same shit. Like as much as like I lose the progress, I see like the pattern. I'm actually doing the same shit. I actually follow a pattern. That's how I discovered. Wait, I'm actually default firing a lot. So, yeah.
Oh, that's an interesting take to it.
Yeah, and masculine NEs in a way like I think I told you how it is actually. No?
For masculine NE, do you see all like the different possibilities in the future very intently? Like it's like you can always see them at any given time. Like you, it's hard for you to forget all the different pathways. Because like the way I see it, like the pros and
Mm,
cons of masculine NE and feminine SI, and then also the feminine NE and masculine SI is like for the masculine SI people, like the steps to get to the goal is clear, but the vision is more foggy. Like there's different pathways, so we can future project it. But then as we're building the SI, we'll forget the pathway, or we're like, where are we going now? You know. But like with the masculine NE, like you know the pathway, but like the SI is like, okay, so how do we get there? You know. So it's I mean that's kind of how I see it. You know.
yeah. It's in a way NE is like having all those like I see NE as like bits in my mind. It's like a lot of different bits and I can connect them in bajillion different ways. I actually don't see them all the time. It's just like like when like something a word, even a word or a visualize, or I see something immediately connection. It's like always this is my mind. Like, always it's rolling. Um, but when it comes to pathways, it's like selling myself a lot of dreams. It's like I see it like as a balloon of like expectations, especially for one thing. I'm like expecting, and I try to simulate it, and I try to like conceptualize how this experience will be that it leaves the ground almost. It's like like a air balloon, like it's leaving the ground, and like SI bottom. It's like I don't know where to start. I I lose the step by step process, and I try to jump always. And he's trying to jump shortcuts, and it's like addicted to that. So the SI will get really whiny and just like I get really whiny about this. I'm like, I don't want to do it. So yeah. So
Oh
it's like
yeah.
even this step by step process is very aggravating. It's very like cringe. Yeah.
I think with the feminine SI also, you're not just whiny about it. It's also in the bottom. So you're whiny and triggered at the same time.
Yes. Oh my god, I hate it, but I gotta do it. Oh, especially with jobs. I hate. I like each job I come to. I'm like, I hate this. And then I get like acclimatized to it. I'm like, oh, this is fine. And like my friends and parents are like, didn't you say like you absolutely fucking hate this job? Yeah, but I can be fine with it. La 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 la.
Oh, okay, I see. I guess you still like want to get along with the tribe, so you don't want to like
Yeah,
let that get in the you don't want the SI to get in the way of like the the cooperation, you know.
yeah. Especially for an FE, they will tell you, no, we are getting along today.
That's actually a good thing. I don't see that as a bad thing, per se.
No,
Um,
it's not. Sometimes.
all right, Hazy. We're gonna wrap up the interview here. So I'd like to thank you for coming out and sharing more about yourself and how you how you are as this specific type. I think is going to be helpful to a lot of people who's trying to learn more about OPS. So you are definitely someone that is good to see in terms of like if people are trying to figure out, like, oh, am I this type? Or maybe they have a friend or family member that's like similar type as you, so they can see like, oh, so yeah.
Yeah, I would like to thank you too, dude. Like, thank you for this opportunity to like talk to you. It's been really fun, dude. I'm having fun, and
Yeah,
I'm like, I want to give this to people in a way to the community. And yeah, I want like, oh, this is an EFP crack. Whoa. So
yeah, 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 for sure, dude. And you're freaking hilarious too. I think that's like a added cherry on top. So it's been fun for sure, like chatting with you. You're very entertaining.
thank you, thank you. Maybe I should become a comedian instead of a singer.
Yeah, hey, I think you would kill it. You're so funny. I think you would kill it as a comedian, actually. You should definitely explore that path. I wouldn't be surprised if you like become like a stand-up comedian. You definitely have a knack for like you don't even have to try, dude. You're just funny, just like being yourself. So
Oh, stop it, Kendrick. Oh, thank you.
yeah. All right, Dan. Take care. Enjoy the rest of
Bye. Bye. It was nice.